Oh yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you this speed here, fellas. It's awesome. Look at this. It's so stupid fast. With 10 of that being true damage, even if they're PDR, yeah, they will still get actually wrecked. It's just gonna depend on who we're fighting in these games. I don't know which way I want to go. It all doesn't seem great. I hate this module. Spiders are kind of annoying. Creeping creeper. That's it. Every fight is a jump scare for your life. I hate it. I hate it so much. Fighter is literally just a quick time event. Oh my god, real. God, that's so real. Yeah, parry this. Oh. Jesus Christ. Creep number 2, fellas. You got a Surgy? Come on, you got a Surgy. Yeah, you do. The guy I was scared of. Wait, I killed this guy before. Wait, that's the streamer. That's the streamer guy, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I killed him again. That's the second time I've killed that guy. Oh. Yeah, GG. I'm almost positive. Yeah. It's like Anthony, I think, or something. Yeah, Anthony Kong fan, yeah. Yeah, that's him. Hey guys, how's it going? Firebox here. I want to show you my brand new Rondell Dagger build. It's similar to my old build, but I'm using a few different pieces of gear that are all stacking, resulting in a very high action speed, which is really, really strong in fights. Because the Rondell Dagger swings so fast, and you have so much stacking true physical damage, it doesn't matter where you hit somebody, you're always going to deal that guaranteed damage. And because you have such high PDR with this build, it lets you face check a lot of different players. And after playing this for a while, I would go as far as to say that this is probably an improved version of my old build. The only exception being that this chest piece, the Fine Cuirass, is better. The only reason I'm using this instead is because it's a lot cheaper. So this was kind of a budget build created. But outside of that, I think pretty much every other piece is very strong. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the build a little bit. For my perks, I'm going to be running Defense Mastery because the 10% armor rating is a really big deal. Swift because movement speed is everything. You really need this perk. Weapon Mastery because you can't use the Rondell Dagger without it. And I think it's the best weapon to be used with this build. A lot of people were trying to tell me to use the Rapier with Sword Mastery. I tried it. I really don't like it. I think the Rondell is far, far better for what we're trying to do. And the new incorporation for perks is going to be Adrenaline Spike. Because you have so much PDR, the additional 15% action speed means that if you also have Adrenaline Rush activated, at least with my current build, you're going to be sitting at 50% action speed. This is really, really fast, and some fights can get really close, especially when you're trying to DPS check another class, maybe a barbarian, another fighter, a rogue who has armor pen. So I have found that Adrenaline Spike has a lot more benefit because you're dealing that true damage than using what I was using before, which is combo attack, which, to be honest, the 10% damage just didn't feel as impactful. And for my skills, I am going to be using Adrenaline Rush. This is something I was really hesitant on because everyone always says Second Wind is the only viable fighter skill along with Sprint. And yeah, I think you're pretty much right. But I think Adrenaline Rush is a pretty decent secondary skill. Because your fights don't last very long, the Rondell Dagger has very high DPS. And Second Wind takes 12 seconds to regenerate that HP. This build is not stacking Vigor. meaning that you don't get as much benefit with this build as you would if you were building a full vigor fighter with maybe 150, 160 HP. So you're not getting as much value out of the skill. You also don't have to carry campfires with you, which are kind of cumbersome with everything else you have to carry on you. Francisca axes, surgical kits, blue pots, magic pots, healing, keys, just, you know, it's just, there's a lot of utility. If you can avoid having to bring another item, I think it's kind of nice. But even outside of that, this just feels really strong, and hopefully the gameplay that I have to share with you in a little bit will sway you that way. Now let's go ahead and get into the build specifically, running the Rondel Dagger, of course. Nothing really special here. Again, this was kind of made as a budget build. Ideally, though, you probably want additional damage on top of this, or armor penetration. Either is fine. For the shield, you're going to want a buckler with armor and physical damage reduction if you can get it. This is going to give you 10% total PDR-ish, depending on the stats that you have, which is really good, putting this build at like 72, 73% PDR, which is quite strong. The Crusader helm has been really nice for me personally, because not only do you get the dexterity and the agility, which is going to attribute to your total action speed, you get higher armor than the Chapelle de Feu, and the headshot damage reduction is higher, resulting in you just taking less damage. For our chest piece, I was using the Dark Cuirass because the stats are really good for the cost, because no one's using it right now. I was able to get this piece for about 200 gold. If I was to find a fine Cuirass that had these kind of stats, it would probably cost in the realm of at least 1,000 gold, maybe more. And there's a little bit of a move speed bonus. Instead of 30, it's only 27, and this build really likes movement speed. For my gloves, I'm going to be rocking agility, true physical damage, and max health. Really, the primary stat that you need to find is true physical damage. The other stats are just bonus. I was using the light gauntlets, but I really like the dexterity and the vigor that you get from these, as well as the additional base armor that you don't get with the light gauntlets. For my pants, I've substituted these from loose trousers. I'm now using the cloth pants instead with armor rating. If you can find armor rating and movement speed, that's great. I was able to find some pairs really cheap. No one's really looking for these right now. Knock on wood, because I'm sure some people are going to be buying these after this video, as it usually happens. Also using adventurer boots. You're looking for move speed rolls. Really, I would say if you can find 5 additional move speed on these, that's really what you're going to be looking for. Feel free to find a blue pair. They're definitely a lot cheaper. For our cloak, I would recommend the dexterity cloak, but you can also use a watchman cloak because of the high base armor rating, as long as you can find 2 decent rolls. True physical damage and either action speed or movement speed, I think, is what you're going to be looking for. For our rings, I'm going to be running with true physical damage. I would recommend finding 2 true per piece. I only took this because it has the 3 movement speed, which is just a really nice bonus. I basically sacrificed 1 true damage for 3 speed, which I think, because I already had max overall for all my other pieces, it felt like an okay trade. And for my amulets, I'm using the Frost Amulet because it's a really convenient piece to find armor rating and not have to find double rolls. If, for example, this was a monkey pendant, I would have to find both true physical damage and armor rating on top of it. That would both need to be high rolled, anywhere between 15 and 20 armor, and 2 to 3, preferably 3 true damage. And it's just hard to find. So I personally just like finding Frost Amulets because it's just easy to find in the marketplace. For my bow, I decided to use a survival bow instead of the crossbow because you have a lot of action speed and true damage. You can kind of act like a bard in that you can shoot this pretty fast, and it makes your matchup against magic users, I think, a little bit easier. But it just, in general, it's kind of nice to have that constant chip damage instead of you miss 1 crossbow and then you're out of, you know, you can't reload, which kind of sucks. Then for utility, I would just recommend having, you know, blue pots, magic protection potions, surgical kit, and Francisca axes, because you never know, you might need it. And I'd always recommend bringing the utility, at least all of this. It's kind of like a checklist as I go in a dungeon. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I really hope that you enjoy this build and you enjoy the PvP coming up shortly. If you do want to catch these games live, I do stream on Twitch now. I will have a link in the description of this video, so feel free to check that out if you like. Another creeping player. This thing kills so fast. I'm gonna shut this before I get snuck up on by a rogue. I'm just saying. I don't know where this guy went though. Hey, Baldus Canadian. And you're right. It says you're a first time chat, so welcome, welcome. There you go. Creeping creeper. That's the game now. GG. He's geared too. At least he's somewhat geared. You know what? I'm not gonna grab the explosive bottles. Yeah, this got a lot of true damage too. Alright, well, we can extract happy now. I don't even need anything else in this game. Third parties really do be like that. You know that's a dead end, right? What in the hell was that play, dude? You should have probably just fought me, or I don't know, not done that. This meta's so stupid. Nah, the creep meta is just a joke. The moment you see mobs, you're supposed to creep. I think I see him. Here it is. Good trap. Wasn't enough, but good trap. Alright, I don't see the cleric. I think I'm about to kill this fighter. Unless the cleric's still here. No, the cleric's over there. I'll get one of them soon. All right, that's one. Hey, it's going pretty good, Clay. Haven't died yet today, so I can't complain. Running for almost 3 hours now. No deaths. Good deal. I know this hurts. I have true damage. That is so incredibly deserved. There's another guy. What is happening? Why are there 4 people here? Is that 4? Are you guys wanted PvP, right? Bow. GG. Oh, Roxy, you missed it, alright. You missed it. Indeed. Okay, those are good. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like the video. It really helps the channel. Sub for future content. And comment below what your thoughts are of this build. I personally really like it. It could maybe even be considered the meta fighter build for me personally. And I do want to thank Justin Doob, Barty, and Kid Brutal for supporting this video alongside my other members. Thank you all. Have a great day.